good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my job search tips and advice Q&A. It's been a long time since I have popped up live on LinkedIn. Full disclaimer, I was on vacation. I took 2.5 weeks off and I visited California. And I could have went live there from there too, but been busy. Just wanted to take a mental break. So I'm back. Here I am.
Good
So
afternoon.
if you are tuning into this segment today, please let me know where you're tuning in. As always, type your hi, hellos in the comment section. I would love to know who you are, where are you tuning in from, and don't be afraid to just say hi, okay? Say hi, because this is how we network. This is one of the best ways to network is engage in the conversations that we are going to have. So let me know where you're tuning in from. There are over 19 people here on this live with us. So please take a moment. Don't be shy. Let me know where you're tuning in. Okay, so I'm back. I will be going live a couple of times a week. I do job search tips and advice a Monday and usually on Fridays, but yesterday I was still recovering back from vacation and here I am today, okay? So Mondays and usually on Fridays or Thursdays sometimes I do these live segments where I come on and I share some tips and advice on for you to be successful in your job search. And one of the biggest ways to be successful in your job search, which I'm going to talk about today, which a lot of people don't tend to talk about, and it's all about having a successful mindset. So in order to win and be successful in your job search, you also have to work on your mindset and you have to develop your mindset you have to have that success mindset. So that is the topic that I'm going to cover today. But in the meantime, let's see who's tuned in. And I want you to introduce yourself. Here's why I want you to introduce yourself in the comment. Let me explain this. Why this is important. So before I go into why, let me introduce myself. If you don't already know me, my name is Gurpreet Kaur Mann. I'm an HR expert as well as a career and job search expert. I've been helping career professionals 15 plus years land the dream jobs. In the last 4 years, I've been successfully running my coaching program that has helped hundreds and hundreds of career professionals just like you get into your dream jobs as well as double to triple their salaries all within a matter of 30 days, 30 to 60 days. Some have majority of my clients accomplished success within 30 days. And this is due to the mindset. And that's why I'm covering today's topic of how to be successful in your job search. It's all about job search success mindset. Now, the second layer is why. Now, here's why this is important. Why you should always introduce yourself when you're going to anyone's life. Okay, if you're going to pop into someone's LinkedIn live, then the biggest thing you can do for yourself is to introduce yourself in the comment section. And here's why. One, not only are you making yourself aware with the person that is on live, you're also creating an awareness that you exist to that individual whose presentation, whose live you've joined. Number two, you're also creating awareness about you through all the individuals that are also tuned in. And number three, you're creating awareness about you to a whole different set of audience that you have probably never even heard of or probably wouldn't even have seen, or they wouldn't even come to see you until today, because LinkedIn has a ripple effect. And this ties right back to today's topic about having a successful mindset. A lot of people show up on LinkedIn, but they're muted. A lot of people are showing up to someone's LinkedIn live, but they are muted. A lot of people are reading people's posts and they're muted. But this is just hindering you. Because how are you going to get discovered if no one knows you exist, right? So the biggest thing you can do is be super active on LinkedIn in order to be successful, not just in your job search, but just being successful in your career or whatever you do, is to build a solid network of for you, right? You are what your network is worth, right? And how are you going to build that if no one knows you exist? So LinkedIn has a ripple effect. Now, if you're writing a comment on my post on this LinkedIn Live, not only are you creating awareness with me, you are also creating awareness with everybody that's engaging in this post, as well as my 52 plus. I'm going to be hitting 53,000 followers and I have 29,000 connection. You are now being exposed to all these connections, and followers are two different segments. Now you're being exposed to all my followers and my connection, but not just my followers and connection. You are also being exposed to every single person that's going to be writing a comment to their followers and their connection, hence the ripple effect. So this is so important for you to know, and because you're going to benefit from this. Not me. I'm not benefiting from you writing a comment on this live, but you are going to benefit because you're creating awareness of who you are. The more you start to get active and engage on LinkedIn, the more you're creating awareness, and the more you're going to land job opportunities, and beyond job opportunities, more opportunities are going to start coming to you through LinkedIn when you start to get super active. So let me take a moment and recognize everyone that's written a comment. Hi, Prithpal. Where are you tuning in from, Prithpal? Let me know. That'd be great. Hi, Ankit from Barnaby. Nice to meet you. Hi, Jadat. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Hi, Mahogany. Hi. Hello, Akash, tuning in from Toronto. Hi, I'm your neighbor. I'm around Toronto. I'm in Toronto GTA area. Anurag from Winnipeg. Nice. Welcome. Where do you work? Where do I work? I run my own business. I'm an entrepreneur. I run my own HR consulting practice called HR Superhero. I run my own coaching business called GKM Coaching. Nikki, thank you for the question. Paul from Toronto, welcome. Sanju from Brampton. We live in the same city, Sanju. So welcome, everybody. Also, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section, and I will answer all questions at the end of the segment. At the end, I will be doing a Q&A. But in the meantime, please feel free to drop your questions and I will answer them. Don't wait till the end, because there is a little bit of a delay from StreamYard onto LinkedIn. The broadcasting is like, I think, a minute delayed. So make sure you drop those comments and drop your questions right now as you think of it. So as I pointed out, today's segment is all about job search success mindset. And number one I've ever covered is to get active on LinkedIn. Okay, so biggest mindset shift is that now I'm going to drop a bomb on you, okay? And I'm doing this to bring create an education awareness, not to hurt your feelings. The number one thing you need to shift your mindset is on recruiters and HR. Now, it's not the recruiter's job to get you a job. It's not the HR's job to get you a job. Now, let's talk on recruiters and recruitment agencies, okay? It's not their job to get you a job. That's not what they're in the business for. They are in the business to service their clients, and their clients is a company, an employer, right? And that company has a need, a hiring need, and they're servicing that and they're filling that out by doing the legwork for that company. The client is the employer. The employer is paying them. You are not the client of recruiter. It's not the recruiter's job to get you a job. The recruiter's job is to find the candidates that their client is looking for. So number one thing is to understand and educate yourself on how recruitment agencies work. Yes, it's great to have relationships with recruiters. So when I coach people on how to work with recruitment agencies, I always say pick 5 top recruiters in your industry and constantly keep building your relationship with them. Stay on their radar. So when there is an opportunity in line with what you're looking for, they will think of you right away, right? So yes, recruiters need candidates as well, right? But it's a byproduct of the service they provide. Just like how companies will post a position because they're recruiting, and who knows who kind of thing, and employees are referring friends and family for positions in their company, that doesn't mean that it's HR's job now to, just because they post a position, that they have to help every candidate applied to the job to get them a job, right? So recruiters is not working for you. Recruiters working for the client, and client is the company. That company is going to pay them for delivering a candidate only if the candidate gets hired. So the recruitment agencies don't make money until the candidate has successfully been hired. Okay, so now the best way to work with recruiters is to build that relationship. Also, one of the biggest things you should never do is bypass a recruiter, meaning if a recruiter told you about an opportunity and then they disclose the company name, that you go and now apply to that company onto their website. I've seen this happen multiple times, and this is why recruiters are so hesitant to give out companies' information, just to avoid the potential candidate, to go apply directly. Because when you go apply directly, they can't represent you, and guess what you just did? You just ruined your chances of getting in front of the company, and your chances working with that recruitment agency. So remember this, that recruiter's job isn't to help you. It's not to help you get hired. They're there to help the client find exactly the candidate that they're looking for. You need to be actively building your relationship with recruiters. Pick top 5 recruiters in your industry. So recruitment agencies, big recruitment agencies, they have multiple recruiters, but each recruiter is specializing on a particular industry. Okay, that hires typical types of candidates. So those are the recruiters you want to build a relationship with, and you want to stay on their radar. It isn't to keep pushing your resume, it's actually to have conversations and build relationships and touching base with them once a week, not only when you need a job, but even once you hire, just building that relationship, checking in with them, and staying on their radar. This is one of the things that many candidates, many career professionals don't do, is build a solid relationship with top 5 recruiters and then maintain it. You got to maintain that relationship. Even after you've landed that job, you want to constantly keep maintaining those relationships and keep building on it. So remember, the recruiter's job isn't to help you get a job, is to help the client find the exact candidate that they're looking for. Yes, recruiters is one way, is one avenue, one way for you to possibly get a job, but it is not the only way. Just like applying to jobs online isn't the only way to land interviews. Okay, now number 2 part of this is, number 2 thing to developing a successful mindset is you have to believe in yourself. Okay, now this sounds very easy, but it's not. It's not easy, but you can expect the other party, like the employer, to be confident in you if you are not confident in yourself. So ask yourself, how confident are you in your own ability? Because this will go a long way. You have to have confidence in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Only then the other person in front of you will mirror that back to you. If you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in your talent, your capabilities, then how do you expect another person to believe in you? In order for the other person to believe in you, you have to first believe in yourself. You have to believe you are talented. You have to believe you are gifted. You have to believe that there is the right employer out there for you who will see you, who will see your talents, because there is. And I'm going to share a personal story here with you and how this is so true by relating back to something I did and I had this mindset. Now, if you know, as you can tell, I'm an ethnic background. I'm a color woman. My name is Gurpreet. Not everyone can pronounce my name. And being in HR, I knew that when I'm applying to jobs, that there are going to be some recruiters and HR people that will not call me simply because they cannot pronounce my name. And I was okay with that. I didn't let it bother me or hurt me, because my mindset was, if you are not going to call me simply because you can't pronounce my name, then that's your loss, not my loss. And it's an organization, an employer that I don't want to associate with, because that is right out discrimination, right? It's not the fair, right process. And as well as I'm in HR. Number two thing is, I knew that there are gonna be companies who saw my name and knew that I'm a visible minority, my ethnic background, and may not want to hire me simply because, well, I'm not white. And I was okay with that as well. Because again, my mindset was, well, if you don't want to hire me because of my background, my ethnic background, then I don't want to work for you anyways. Because I know the environment that's going to be in. It's going to be a toxic work environment for me. And I don't want that. Number three, being in HR, I didn't have an HR designation. I didn't have a CHRP at the time. At the time, there was only one designation in Ontario. And guess what? I knew I was going to get overlooked by many companies simply just because I don't have that little 4 letters behind my name that said CHRP. But I knew what I brought to the table. I knew I was better than many HR people out there. I was fully confident in my ability as an HR professional. And I was okay with companies overlooking me simply because I didn't have those 4 letters behind my name, CHRP. And guess what my mindset was? Well, I don't want to work for a company that thinks you need a designation in HR to prove that you're a good HR, because my experience trumps the CHRP. It's a personal decision of mine of why I didn't get it. Again, mindset. We have to build these boundaries for ourselves. These are healthy boundaries. We shouldn't be mimicking and being puppets to an employer. We need to basically align ourselves with our beliefs and align employers that believe the way in the way that we believe, right? That is being in harmony in a great relationship that's going to flow, that's going to flourish. And you are going to be in the right environment to flourish, you and you as an individual, as well as you as a career professional. But when you are not aligning to who your true self is to be, and you are dismissing your true self only to align with what you think the employers want, all you're doing is truly all you're doing is true injustice to yourself, who you are meant to be. Now, if I didn't do all the things I just said, the mindset, if I changed my name because I was told multiple times to change my name and keep a simple English name, I said no, because I stayed true to who I am. I didn't believe in getting a designation. I didn't go get it just because those 4 letters are going to get me a job. I didn't believe in it. I have my own personal reasons behind it, but I didn't do something I didn't believe in. And if a company truly believes that I can only be a great HR if I have the designation, that company is not aligned with who I am. And I don't want to work for a company who's not aligned with that. And guess what? Did I not get jobs? Of course I got jobs. And I got the right jobs, and I worked in the right environments that allowed me to become who I am today. And this is the mindset that I want to talk on today, and it's why I picked this topic today, was because so many people are not talking on the mindset. So many people are just talking about resumes and cover letters and do this, go get this education, but nobody's sitting there educating any of us. That's all in the mindset. Because in truly to be happy in your career, you have to be happy with who you are. You have to be happy working for an employer. You don't want to be puppets. You don't want to just be doing something that's not even aligned with what you want to do simply because you want a job. Because guess what? There is an employer out there that is exactly thinks just like you, but you're not giving them the opportunity to come to you because you are so caught up in the delusional world where you think you have to be a certain way. You don't have to be anything other than who you are. When you stay true to who you are, you will get the right opportunities. You will be working for the right managers and leaders. There's so much talk on toxic work environments all over LinkedIn. How many people are quitting their jobs in this great resignation era? Why? Because alignment is not there. Employees have woken up in the pandemic to realize what's true, what's important to them, and anything that doesn't resonate with them, they're letting go. And you need to do that as well when you're looking for job opportunities, is that you need to really first assess who you are, what's important to you, what do you stand for, what are your beliefs, and then you need to track those type of employers and that type of a manager, because I guarantee you when you're in the right environment, you're going to flourish, you're going to grow, you're going to succeed. People, if you're in a wrong environment, you're not going to flourish, you're not going to grow, you're not going to blossom. So you have a choice. Do you want to be in the right environment that just, you flourish and you blossom? Or do you want to be in the environment that just dims your light, dismisses you? Because I don't really truly believe that you are going to be successful in an environment that just dismisses you. In order to have a successful job search, you also have to have that mindset. You have to know what you want and align yourself with those right companies. Next part of the job, developing a mindset, is know that there is an employer out there that is willing to not, let me track back. There's an employer out there that needs you, needs your talents, needs your skills. And guess what? They are willing to pay you your price. Again, mindset, right? You can now his this is such a key to the success of in your job search, in terms of the type of role and the type of money you can make, is all comes down to a mindset. If you believe that no, you're not in control of how much money you can earn in your career and that only employers get to decide, that's a mindset, right? So if you're in that mindset, then what's going to happen is you're just going to attract those type of employers to keep coming to you, because that's your mindset and that's the energy you're vibrating. When you switch over and switch your mindset to believe that no, there are companies out there that need me, need my talent to solve their problems, to bring them success, and they're willing to pay me my price, then guess what's happening? Because of that mindset, now you're going to attract that. The only reason, to be honest, why my clients who work with me in my coaching program have been able to double and triple their salaries short period of time, like 30 days or less, or 60 days, up to 60 days, is mindset. Mindset. There's no magically, there's not like a magic thing that they just got those jobs. No, they had to work on switching their mindset. And I pair them to be successful in switching their mindset is by providing guided meditations and affirmations to go along with rewiring our minds, the subconscious minds, to think a different way in the alignment with who you want to be and attract what you want to attract, right? So lastly, mindset also comes down to what you believe and what you manifest. Manifestation and law of attraction. You are fully in control of you, your career, your life. You can truly manifest what you want out of life. You have to believe it in order to do it. So successful job search all comes down to your mindset. If you're low confident in yourself, you're not going to attract your dream job. If you don't believe that you are fully in control in how much money you make, and that only employers decide how much money you make, then that's your mindset and that's what you're going to attract. Okay? I help individuals shift their mindset to believe that they are talented. There are employers out there that needs them, wants them, and are willing to pay their price. So the choice just comes down to you, right? Other mindset change you need to have is that when you go on interviews, do not expect employers to give you feedback. other than the basic feedback that they've gone with another candidate. If you have an expectation from HR or employers to give you feedback, that's a wrong mindset. And here's why. Because they don't owe you a feedback, and truly, what feedback are they going to give you other than the basic that the other candidate was better fit, or they went with another candidate, which is the honest truth. Sometimes there's really no feedback other than, the other candidate, which is a better fit. But you are fully capable of troubleshooting your own problems, because I guarantee you everybody has troubleshooting on their resume, that you're a problem solver, right? So if you are not landing job interviews, then you have to be able to diagnose the problem. If you're, for example, if you're applying to jobs with your resume, then the problem is, the number one problem is your resume, right? Sole job of a resume is to get you interviews. That's the whole purpose of a resume, is to land interviews, right? So doing a conversion rate, how well is your resume converting? So I have a question back to you guys in the audience. So drop your numbers and let's do a quick conversion rate. Okay, I'm going to help you walk through how to quickly do a conversion rate of your resume. How well is your resume converting into job interviews? So all you need to do is one simple thing. How many jobs have you applied to? You need that number divided by how many interviews you've got. Okay, so simple math, right, guys? It's just simple math. How many jobs have you applied to? How many interviews have you landed? And it will give you the conversion rate. Conversion rate is simply how well is your resume converting into interviews. Now that's data, right? Doing a data analysis, it's simple data tracking. I've applied to 100 jobs, but I only got 5 interviews. Okay, so let's do the math on that. If you got 5, you applied to 100 jobs, and you only landed 5 interviews. So it's 5, sorry, that's 5 divided by 100. That's 0.05% conversion rate. Okay, so times that by 100, which is 5%. So you divide, so if you, basically the math is simple. How many jobs you applied to, write that number down. How many interviews you've landed, then write that number down. Take the number you wrote for how many interviews you landed, divide it by how many jobs you applied to. That will give you the conversion rate. Now, if you applied to 100 jobs, you only landed 5 interviews, your conversion rate of your resume is just 5%, meaning your resume is only landing you interviews 5% of the time, which is a low number. You want to be in 80s, 90%, right? You want to be, basically, you should be able to land. If you apply to 10 jobs, you should be landing at least 8 interviews. That's a good resume. Then you know you have a good resume. So many people would tell me resume is not the problem, but I'm like, okay, but give me the numbers. How many jobs have you applied to? How many interviews, first rounds of interviews you've actually landed? And then I do the math from like, well, you applied to this many jobs. You've only landed this many first interviews. This is your conversion rate. Your resume is not really converting and it's not landing your interviews. Then what is the problem? Resume, right? If you are applying to jobs using your resume, then resume is the problem. The problem is how you wrote it, the content. The key is the content. I applied around 8, but no interviews so far, -0. Yeah, it's okay. So if you applied to 6 jobs and you landed 0 interviews, that means your resume is not converting at all. That means the problem is resume, how you wrote that resume. And how do you check for how you wrote your resume? Basically, I have to go back to all 6 jobs and do a comparison of, here was the job posting, here's my resume. Did my resume 100% speak to the job I'm applying to, right? Same thing with interviews. How many interviews are you landing, and how many interviews are you going up the chain? So each company will do at least 3 to 5 rounds of interviews. So if you only land the first round of interviews, guess what? Then you are not, and you're not moving on to second rounds of interviews, then sorry to say, that means you have weak interview skills. If you land to the second, because first round are just preliminary and screening interviews with HR recruiters. Now, if you land the second round of interviews and then you don't make it to the third, same thing. If you're not landing job offers, I'll just cut to the chase and go simple. If you are not landing job offers, the honest truth is that you're weak somewhere in your interview skills. Because every round of job interview, you should be converting it to job offers. It's simple math. Okay? Again, mindset. That's the mindset you got to start developing if you really want to be successful in your job search. You have to own you have to own that everything is in your control. It's not in the control of the employer, to be honest. You are fully in control. Okay, so I hope this has helped. This is my job search success mindset. I am a coach. I do help. I run a successful coaching program that I've been running for 4 years that has helped hundreds of career professionals land their dream jobs, double to triple their base salaries, all within 60 days. Some of my clients have landed jobs in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 28 days, 30 days, 35 or 45 days. These truly success is coming from knowing exactly what to do step by step, as well as switching the mindset. You can speed light your success. You can get somewhere fast. You can get somewhere faster if you knew exactly what to do, or you have a choice and you can continue doing things your way and trying to figure things your way. Your way is not working. Again, the mindset, right? It's all that comes down to mindset. That's why people are willing to pay somebody to get them results faster. That's why coaches do exist, because we get you results faster. Finding the right coach is the key. If you're going to work with a coach, then make sure you find a right coach. I always do a 20-minute call just to feel out the potential client, to see if I'm the right fit for them, giving them the opportunity to decide if I'm the right fit. There has to be a mesh. If our energy meshes, then we are the right fit. I'm not the right coach for everybody. I openly admit this. I am not the right coach for everybody, but I am the right coach for somebody. And I've been the right coaches for my clients who have got success. So keep that in mind. So if you want to work with me, I have spots available in my coaching program. Feel free to DM me right after this segment. Let me know. And then we can hop on a call and set up a 20-minute call to see if I would be the right fit for you. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the segment. So let's open up the Q&A section. So now I will be opening up the Q&A section. You are more than welcome to drop your question in the comment section, and I would be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have for me. Okay, so we have a big question here. Question: what is the best way and time we need to give company to get status? I gave final interview last week. I'm waiting for a company to get back to me. In Canada, how much time generally ideal time for this? So there's no rule of thumb, Anurag. So great question. Thank you for asking your question. This is a great question. So really, there's no rule of thumb. There's no that it has to be within a week. There's no that it has to be within 2 weeks. There's really no rule of thumb. It just depends on the company. And this is a question that you can ask. One of the questions you can ask at the end of the interview is, what's their process look like, right? And also, if it's been a week and you haven't heard back from them, follow up with them. Send them a follow-up email and check in with them and get the status update from them. I hope this helps you answer this question. How you stay on radar? I'm not sure, Sanju, what exactly are you asking? So Sanju, if you can clarify your question, please let me know. What exactly are you asking? So guys, if you are going to be asking me any questions, please give me more details. Try to give me as much detail so I can really get the picture clear in order to be able to help you. So I can help you if I get more information, Sanju. Thank you. How do one prepare effectively for virtual job fairs? Thank you. Okay, so virtual job fairs, good question. So how can you prepare? First step is to actually do research on which employers are going to be there. If it's a virtual job search, this should able to give you that upfront information of all the companies that are attending. Number two, look at all the companies that are attending and ask yourself which companies you're really interested in working for. Number two is actually get the information of what hiring needs they have. You can actually even reach out to companies prior to the job fair, reach out to HR to get the information. Because the way to be successful at job fair is to have a target search. You want to target the employers that are looking for you and has a job opening for your set skills. A lot of times, what happens in job fairs is, I don't know why companies do this. They simply were going to tell you to go onto their website and apply. Don't ask why they do that, but effective jobs fair success would be for you to do your homework and research, only targeting companies that have an opening for you and are hiring for the role you want, and then go to the job fair with key questions to ask and build those relationships with the individuals at the job fair. So I hope that helps. Stephen, good information regarding the recruiters. You are welcome. Very good tips. Thank you. You're welcome, Paul. Okay. How can a candidate be a hybrid entrepreneur? Great question, but I would love to get more information, Mohammed, on what do you mean by how can a candidate be a hybrid entrepreneur? If you can give me more information and give me more details so I can better understand what you are asking, that would be great. Thank you. Akash, question, how can I make my efforts better to enter into HR field admin as an entry-level employee? Okay, great question, Akash. In order to help you better, I would need kind of more information. Are you a new grad? Are you changing fields? Are you transitioning, changing career paths? So if you can give me a little bit background on who you are, where you are right now in your career, is it that you are a new grad or do you have any work experience? That will be better. I can better answer your question further. Thank you. If I do not have a certain field, I have no work experience and want to get into a specific role, how can I fresher apply? Most of the companies ask for experience. Oh, okay. I'm not certain if I understand your question. And again, if I do not have in a certain field, I have no work experience. So I think you're saying that if you have no work experience, into the role you want to get into fresher, I'm assuming you mean as a new grad. So if you're a new grad, you do have experience. Your school projects are experience. Your entire education, if it was 3 years or 4 years, that 3-4 years is an experience. It's an experience. Also, so let's talk on the school. That school projects, that's experience. It's all about how you position and sell it on a resume. You have to sell it as an experience. Number two would be, did you do internships? Nowadays, as students, that's a requirement in order to actually land entry-level jobs. A lot of companies only hire entry-level, those students that have actually done internships. Even if your program didn't have that option, co-op option, you still need to do internships. A lot of students get misguided because they think that the co-op internship only is to be done if you're in the co-op program. That's not true at all. You actually have to do internships in order to get those first jobs as you graduate. So I hope that helps. Grace is saying thank you. It helps. You're welcome. I want to go in a certain field I work for. Okay, I think I answered this. Great session. Many say to connect recruiters on LinkedIn. How do we do that? We don't want to message and disturb them. Okay, so thank you, Kisa. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So this is a great question. How do you connect with recruiters on LinkedIn? Now, let me give you some little bit education on this. Now, I'm going to give two parts to this. So how do you connect recruiters? First of all, ask, okay, so here, actually, one of the biggest thing in mindset is, so as entrepreneur, as salespeople, as someone who's an entrepreneur had to learn how to do sales, one of the biggest thing the sales teaching is to cut the middle person out and go straight to decision makers. And honestly, that changed my life as an entrepreneur. And that's when I had the haha moment as well. is that, oh my God, when I was a career professional as a candidate, that's what I should have been doing. I should cut out the middle person and go straight to decision makers, right? Decision makers are hiring managers. So what you actually should be doing is connecting with hiring managers into your field. Into your field. Now, I know earlier I said build your relationship with recruiters. Now, how do you build a relationship with the recruiters? Is now messaging on LinkedIn and simply writing a generic message to anybody, not even just recruiters, just to anybody, is not going to get you anywhere. So take a step back and ask yourself, if I'm going to message X recruiter, how many messages are this recruiter getting? Because I can tell you, HR recruiters, because I am HR, I can tell you how many messages we get in a day. How many people don't even simply do a basic research on reading my profile? Because if they read my profile, they'll know that I'm not a recruiter. So if you really want to get a response from HR recruiters, then your message is in the key. Actually, it's not just recruiters. If you're gonna message anybody on LinkedIn, the key is the messaging. If you're just gonna copy paste generic message and Google and copy paste templates, guess what? How far is that gonna get you? Nowhere. Definitely nowhere with the recruiter and HR, because you're not the only one messaging HR recruiters. Hundreds and hundreds of people are messaging recruiters and HR every single day. And all that's happening is when you're just sending out generic messages, no one's going to open. If they do, they're not going to reply back, right? Because there's nothing new in that message for them to want to reply back. So you have to ask yourself, why should someone reply back to me? If I'm going to message a complete stranger, why should that stranger care enough to reply back to you? That's the difference. That's the key difference in success. But how many times have you given advice from so many people out there on LinkedIn and so many other employment centers? I can count. If I can get $1 for every time I heard this advice, I swear I'd be rich right now. I'd be making millions of dollars. I can't swear to God, I can tell you how many people give this wrong advice to every career professional is, oh, go and connect with recruiters. Oh, go message recruiters on HR on LinkedIn. Send a connection request and then send a follow-up. Let them know that you're looking for a job opportunity. Send them your resume. And guess what? Did you get a reply back? Because that's the wrong advice, but nobody's telling you how to be successful. No one's telling you actually, hey, well, take a step back and ask yourself, why should this person reply back to me? Why should this person even read my message? Why should this person even care enough to reply back to me? Because guess what? I'm not the only one sending them a message. And that's the key difference in my coaching, is that I don't tell my clients to go and send out generic hundreds and hundred connection requests to HR. Actually, one of the best strategies is cut the middle person out and go straight to decision makers. Number two is actually writing a very personable message that grabs the attention. Messaging comes down to few simple steps. Number one, you got 5 seconds to grab the reader's attention. Okay. Number two, once you grab their attention, number two, you got to engage them in your communication. If it's a message, they got to be engaged. Number two, it's got to happen. Number three, it's got to prompt them to take action. The action is for them to reply back to you. Three things, three success formula in messaging anybody on LinkedIn or anybody is these three things. You have to grab their attention, you have to engage their intention, you have to engage with them, get them engaged in your message, to number three, for them to take action. These are three success formula in messaging anyone on LinkedIn. And I guarantee you, if you know the formula and you can write content based on this formula, you will get their reply back. The art is in the messaging. The art is in the how you write that content, that message that grabs attention, engages the individual to, yes, I want to reply back to this person. Human touch. Humans. Human operate on 5 senses: see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. If you can engage, if you can write a message that engages majority of these 5 senses, you grab their attention, you've engaged them, they will reply back. The art is in the message. The art isn't to copy and paste. So when you're writing copy and paste and generic messages and you're making it all about you, I guarantee you recruiters are not going to apply back. Anybody, nobody is going to apply back to your message that only talks about you. And I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to be harsh, but I'm just giving the reality, right? Goes back to my topic is mindset. Nobody wants to take a moment, step back, and ask themselves, well, why should this person even care to know about me? Who the hell am I to this person? Number one advice in networking is, if you want to be successful in networking, you have to make it all about the person you want to network with. Get them to talk. You have to make everything about them and nothing about you. All about the person you're messaging. And this is where everyone is failing, especially when you're looking for a job, is that people are so prone to just copy and pasting and just talking about themselves, talking about how many years experience they have, that have this. Here's my skills and experience, and I'm looking for this job opportunity. Here's my resume. Let me know if you have an opportunity. You made it all about you. And that person's not going to reply back. Why should they? Just because they're recruiter in HR shouldn't mean they'll reply back to you, right? So it's all in the message. So I hope, Kisa, that has helped you. I hope my answer, I know I elaborated and I went to a lot in details. I hope it helps. To be successful in networking with anybody, if you want someone to reply back to you, to your message, then 3 things have to happen. You have to grab their attention. You have to engage with them. So by the way, grabbing attention, you have 5 seconds to grab their attention. You want to retain their attention by engaging them in your message. And number 3, it has to prompt them to take action. And these 3 steps actually work on how to write resume, cover letters, all 3 steps. But this is where a lot of people are failing. Even so-called tons of career coaches out there, even resume writers out there. This is the key where I've seen so many people are paying so much money to resume writers and getting them to write their resumes, and they still have no success because the resume should not, the 3 key elements are missing. You need to grab attention. You have 5 seconds to grab attention. You have to retain the attention by getting them to engage with what your content on the resume, then to prompt them to take action. The action is, if your resume is all about pick up the phone or email you for an interview. If these 3 things are not happening, guess what? Then no one's picking up the phone and calling you for an interview because these 3 things didn't happen. On average, it takes recruiters and HR takes under 8 seconds to glance through a resume. And I can tell you that's so true because I do this for a living myself. I screen incoming resumes when I'm recruiting. And I can tell you the first glance is 5 to 8 seconds. Boom, 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 quick glance. And sometimes before it gets even to me, the applicant tracking system. So 3 things. These 3 formula that I just talked about, LinkedIn messaging, is also the key ingredients in your having a successful resume. Grab attention. You have 5 seconds to grab someone's attention. You have to retain the attention by getting them to engage with the content in your resume. Number 3 is they need to be prompt to take action, and that action is call you for an interview. If that doesn't happen, you don't have a good resume. Again, comes down to messaging, content, words. Words are so powerful. Words can actually hit the 5 senses. So again, the 5 sense tool: see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. All this can be accomplished through words, accomplished through LinkedIn, through videos. Like all the senses can be touched. When you can touch on 5 senses of a human being, I guarantee you grab their attention. So that's what sets me apart from other career coaches, is that I use marketing techniques and sales techniques. And that's why my clients get such fast results. And that's why my clients are landing jobs within 30 to 60 days. And it's why they have been able to double and triple their salaries. Because I'm not teaching gimmicks. I'm not teaching copy and paste solutions. I'm not telling you, I'm not writing the resume for you. I'm teaching you the art of marketing and selling, because that's the key in being successful in your career. Because the art of sales and marketing isn't just about job search, it's also about how you go about in your day-to-day job, getting those promotions, running those projects, getting pitches, pitching in and getting buy-ins for projects, right? The art of sales and marketing is what differentiates me from other career coaches, is because that's what I am teaching. My teachings are based on is sales and marketing techniques, strategy. I never tell people to copy and paste anything. I don't teach generic stuff. So if you would love to work with me, hit me up, send me a DM. I am taking on more clients. I have openings in my career coaching program. It's called High Paying Salary Job. Feel free to send me a DM, and we can hop on a call and get to know one another and see if we're the right fit for one another. Fit is the key to getting success. If I only take on clients that are fit for me, and vice versa for you. Okay, so feel free to hit me up, and I will send you a link where you can book a 20-minute introductory call with me to discover if my coaching and me as a coach is the right fit for you. And if I'm the right fit for you, I guarantee you results. I have gotten tons of people results by working with me, and I love to work with you. So hit me up on LinkedIn and let's get started. So thank you for tuning in. If you have loved this segment, please show some love by engaging in the comment section. You can use those little emojis, reaction buttons on LinkedIn to show some love, as well as tag somebody that needs to hear this. Tag your friends, tag your family, anyone that can benefit from this segment. Please tag them. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.